To this day, 11 years later, I do have a chronic cough. Randomly, I will cough up blood. When I first started developing symptoms, the doctor just kind of said, "Oh, you have a strep throat. I'll send you on your way with antibiotics." I got worse within hours. By the time I knew, I was already in intensive care. It was getting worse and worse that they actually had a priest come in. My family crying and the priest praying over me. If none of these antibiotics can kill the bacteria, then what's going to happen? Am I even going to get out of the hospital? Am I even going to continue to live?
Bacteria evolve super quick, and they're really smart. This year, about 1.5 million people are going to die from a drug-resistant bacterial infection that we used to be able to treat. In 25 years, that's going to be 10 million people a year, at which point it surpasses cancer as a leading cause of death.
My research is primarily focused on AI for drug discovery. We try to build machine learning models that can design entirely new drugs from scratch. Kind of going through running the code. And now we have some of the molecules that were designed by the AI model. So we have each of the different structures of the molecules, and then the prediction from the machine learning model of how effective it might be. Our wet lab collaborators test about 10,000 to 13,000 molecules and see when we incubate some bacteria with that molecule, can the bacteria keep growing, or is the molecule actually preventing that bacteria from growing? And then we can show the machine learning model these 10,000 or so molecules and teach it, this molecule does work, that molecule does not. And through the process of trial and error, it starts to learn which molecules are effective and which ones are not effective.
The idea is, can we leverage artificial intelligence algorithms to design us brand new antibiotics that are totally new to nature, that bacteria haven't seen before, faster and ideally less expensively than we have previously? If you sit down and draw out every molecule you can envision that looks like a drug that someone could take, that number is 10 to the power of 60. That's a 1 with 60 zeros behind it. The total number of grains of sand on our planet is 10 to the power of 18. It becomes a trick of like, how do we navigate, how do we search this chemical space? Because we can't do that in a laboratory, but we can begin to do it in a computer.
Left in the bottle is a featherweight quantity of penicillin, just enough to cure a badly infected wound.
Historically, how we've discovered antibiotics was by identifying molecules that were made by bacteria living in piles of dirt outside. And since its discovery, up until now, penicillin has probably saved 400 to 500 million lives. Come to like 1970s, 80s, 90s, we tried to semi-industrialize this process. Chemists were making these huge sets of chemicals, storing them in freezers. Laboratory roboticists were figuring out how to make automated laboratory robots so a human didn't have to sit there manually and test them all.
Yeah, so here I'm showing some of the actual code that's used to basically train the AI model. So now here we can look at some of the training data and see some of the molecules that are not very effective antibiotics and then some that are very effective antibiotics. We focus first on just finding a molecule that's effective. So we know this one's effective because we've tested against the bacteria, it does kill the bacteria, but we actually don't know precisely how it works yet. So that's also one of the next steps, is to uncover the mechanism of action of this molecule.
Every antibiotic we ever invent is going to succumb to resistance. That means that we need to invent new antibiotics faster than resistance can evolve.
What our work is trying to do is not just finding very particular antibiotics at this point in time, but developing these general methods for how to find new antibiotics and continue to play this game and try to beat out the bacteria.